Welcome to Eye on Horror, the official podcast of iHorror.com. This is episode 150. Woo! 150. Otherwise known as Season 8, Episode 10. I'm your host, James J. Edwards, and with me, as always, is your other host, Jacob Davidson. How you doing, Jacob?
Doing good. Did pretty well at Dead Right Horror Trivia last night, and it's a pretty cloudy and gloomy day in California, or SoCal.
It's actually kind of sunny down here. I'm looking out the window, but maybe the clouds are on their way. But it has rained the last couple days,
Oh yeah.
which has been kind of nice. Also with us, as always, is your other host, John Correia. How you doing, Correia?
Don't ask me what the weather is. I don't know. My shades are closed.
The weather for you is dark.
The weather for me is dark like my soul. No, I'm in Vegas doing overnights. I accidentally delayed this recording because I fell asleep like half hour before we were supposed to record. So no, it was a little rainy last night, which shut down production for a bit. But other than that, it's been super sunny and all that. Just trying to avoid it.
All the rain shuts down for me is the dog's potty schedules.
Right, it's not the rain that we worry about. It's the thunder, because when you're in the middle of a massive dirt parking lot building lots of scaffolding and stuff, you're basically just one giant metal rod, lightning rod.
I know I've told you guys, but I don't think that I've mentioned it to the listeners. My day job added a bunch of new sports leagues, all American college conferences, and I have seen so many lightning delays. They're all in like the South and the Midwest. So many lightning delays. Like, is that a thing? We don't have earthquake delays out here.
Well, yeah, because remember that footage of the soccer players all playing, and then the lightning hits, and they all are just like instantly on the ground holding their heads. Like,
I know. Well, they got
Damn.
electrocuted because of the wet grass. Yeah. Let's get rolling on this because there's not a whole lot to talk about, but we also don't have a whole lot of time. The big thing that comes out this week, and I know Korea saw it. I don't know about Jacob. Have you guys seen him?
I didn't see it yet.
yeah,
Yeah, Korea and I need to have a discussion about him.
we need to talk about him.
So my question is, because based off of your text, so was it good or was it bad?
Yes and no. Visually, I think it's great. See, the thing is, Jordan Peele's name is above the title on it as a producer, but it was the guy who made that movie Kicks a couple years ago, Justin Tipping. But he knows how to make a movie. It's real reminiscent of like Any Given Sunday, or like it looks like almost like a music video or a video game. But narratively, it is a mess. This movie is just all over the place. But here's the thing about it is walking out of it, I felt the way I felt walking out of Mother, Aronofsky's Mother, which I thought at the time that was a narrative mess. But then the more I thought about it, the more I kind of got it. And this one has kind of the same. It's weird. It's like simultaneously vague and on the nose, because half the time you're trying to figure out what the hell's going on. And then all of a sudden they'll throw like a Last Supper homage in there, and you're like, okay, wait, is this a religious analogy? And there is a little bit of that, like, I am him, meaning, okay, are you the greatest football player that ever lived, or are you trying to be God? It's
They're football.
yeah.
By the way, it says it on football.
Oh, but yeah, it is. I'm kind of mixed on it because it's a beautifully made movie from a technical standpoint, and the soundtrack is great, and the performances are really good, but narratively it was written by the guys who did was it called Limetown? It was, and Justin Tipping too. The three of them wrote it, but it's yeah. But and to its credit, it kind of does pull everything together by the end. By the time you get to the last scene, it does kind of explain itself a little. But by then, you're just kind of so shell-shocked by the whole, experience. You're like, oh, yeah, I don't know. I need to process it a little more, but right now I'm not a fan. What about you, Korea?
I really liked it. I think it's one of those. I kind of walked away and I said it to a few people where I compared it to a lot of like 80s Italian horror, a lot
It's
of
stylish like that. Yeah.
some of Argento's or Lombardo's work where the style is rich. The style is there. This one, it's very experienced. There's a lot of strobing. There's a lot of cool stuff. But instead of like that giallo oversaturation and color and whatnot, it's more kind of like modern late 2000s hip hop music videos. Like it's very like late Jay-Z with its editing and styling and everything.
But then it also had like, did you guys ever play that game? It was the PlayStation game that got sued by the NFL, so they had to change the team names. Was it Blitz?
I don't know.
Murder Bowl.
Anyway,
Yeah.
when there was a lot of that kind of stuff, like when you would get injured in this game, it would like X-ray to like the leg you break, or X-ray to like to your brain bouncing around in your skull, and there was some of that too.
Yeah, or like Fight Club, the video game.
Yes, yeah.
Which Fred Durst was in.
Oh, he was a secret character.
And Abraham Lincoln, you could fight Abraham Lincoln, which was an amazing Easter egg.
Yeah, and also Mortal Kombat integrated that kind of style where like you see all the bones and shit and organs getting crushed whenever you fight somebody.
Yeah, I can foresee a lot of people saying this film is all style and no substance, and I think that that's inaccurate. I think it's oozing with style, that is for certain, but the substance is very ham-fisted. It's a Faustian tale about the cult of American football, and the cult.
It's also it's part Faustian, and this is where it kind of muddies up for me. It's part Faustian, but then it's also part Joseph Campbell's The Mentor, because Isaiah White, who is the GOAT, he's the Tom Brady of this thing, and he's bringing in this college guy who his draft stock plummeted because he kind of got jumped and attacked, so he had a head injury. And the head injury, I love it. They had to staple his head, and it looks like the laces on a football. Oh, that imagery was beautiful,
ham-fisted as fuck, and I love it. But
because the thing is, it was you find it. The Wayans character, the Marlon Wayans character, goes from being helpful to being almost like sinister. I don't know. It's really muddy to me.
Yeah, and that's what I loved about it, dude. Because again, if you're bringing it back into the context of like the cult or the religion of American football, it's so serious. But it's also so unserious. Like, it's the most serious thing with the stats, with the rituals, with everything that goes on. But also, you got dudes shirtless, painted up, going like.
As I was going to say, the cult aspect is great because there are people who hang out in front of Isaiah White's compound, and one of them is friend of the podcast, Naomi Grossman, who is chameleonic. You can't even tell it's her.
I didn't know until you messaged saying, "Did you spot her?"
I know it's crazy, but she plays this weird, like almost like a stalker lady who hangs out in front of the compound.
Yeah, no, I had a lot of fun with it. I really enjoyed it. The needle drops were great. I especially love that they did a whole montage to Gucci Mane's Lemonade, which is one of my favorite songs. And then later on, they did another montage to Tierra Whack's song that she made for the film. And Tierra Whack cameos in that scene, which was amazing. The acting in it was amazing. Marlon Wayans gives such a gonzo performance. I don't know if I could say it's award worthy, because I think he'll be ignored, but I do think it needs to be talked about. It is the performance of a career. Like, it is phenomenal. There's so much I liked about it, but I get how people can be turned off or turned away from it. But again, it's the seriousness and unseriousness of it. Like, Julia Fox's character appears. She's the wife of Marlon Wayans' character, and like, within 2 minutes, she's talking about, instantly she's talking about like her crystals revitalizing people's sex things, and then she just like before she exits the scene hands him one, and he's just holding it. And he goes, you shove it up your ass, Cam, and then just leaves and doesn't come back for like half the movie. And it's just like, where did this queen go? Like, she was just serving so much cunt. It's great. Like, there's just so much of it that was just like rich and just like wanted more. And and then the finale delivers. I mean,
oh my dude,
it delivers,
I'll give it that. The ending actually does kind of make sense of the whole movie. Mostly, there's a couple things I still have questions about, but by the time you get to that ending, everything is like, this movie barely has its wheels on, and by the time you get to the ending, all four of them are off. It is so
and I loved the ride, man. I loved the ride. It's one of those things where like I don't know if it's just because of the style and the editing and everything, but like the story, if you stripped all that away, the story is so straightforward. The themes are so straightforward. Everything is laid out there, and it's just presented in such a, I think, cool and unique way. I just loved the energy. It's an experience, and yeah, I had a lot of fun with it. I really liked it. I'm not going to sit here and be like, this is the greatest film ever, but I fucking loved it. Yeah. So to answer your question, Jacob, when you say like, I can't tell by your text if you loved it or not, or if it's good or not, it's up there. I mean, it's out there. It's great.
I was not a big fan, but I do have to admit it's a very well made. I mean, it's very style. I'm in the style over substance camp that Correia was talking about, because I think narratively it was a complete mess, but from a technical standpoint, it's great. And Tyreek Withers, we have to talk about him, because he's trying to take my man crush trophy away from Mason Gooding. Tyreek Withers was in the I Know What You Did Last Summer remake or whatever requel, but don't hold that against him. He's better in this.
Yeah, he was great.
Yeah. In terms of other big releases, have either of you guys seen The Long Walk?
Yeah,
yes.
We talked about it. Yeah. Well, I talked about it last time, but I don't think either of you had seen it. So what do you guys think of The Long Walk?
Oh, I loved it. I went to the big screening at the Egyptian Theater, and yeah, no, it was very powerful. Like Cooper Hoffman and David Johnson were MVPs. Like their relationship for the whole movie was definitely the cornerstone that really made it work. And it's just so intense, just like, with the, like the guns to the back of the heads of these guys, and it just keeps on going and going. It was so intense, and somebody put it best. It's Stand By Me if one of the kids got shot every few minutes.
Yeah.
That's pretty much what it is. Yeah.
I didn't read the original book, but I definitely I have a decent understanding of the Richard Bachman style, and it does feel like one of those Stephen King stories like Stand By Me or Shawshank with that Bachman edge. And I did read a comparison of just like how things play out, and reading on how the book ends. I'm glad they changed it, because I got really worried about like halfway through on like with the relationship. I'm like, so is this just everyone's here to help the white protagonist make it over the line or something? And I'm glad it wasn't that. I think this is one of those movies where like years from now you're gonna go, wow, all these actors that are doing great things or big things, like, did you know they were all in a movie together years ago? Because everyone was on point. I mean, we've reviewed quite a few of his movies. Charlie Plummer was against type and phenomenal.
I think the only, besides Mark Hamill, of course, the only one of those guys who even is kind of known is Charlie Plummer, because Cooper Hoffman was in Licorice Pizza. Yeah, Licorice Pizza. And David Johnson was in the last Alien movie. Yeah, Romulus. So these guys are kind of on their way up, kind of like the kids in Stand By Me. But yeah, you're right. All of these guys that we're going to know in 10 years time, we're like, oh, this is their Stand By Me, I think. Yeah.
Well, and Ben Wang was in Karate Kid Legends. I didn't see that one yet, but I mean, they're all already doing stuff, but I can definitely see this becoming like a calling card for a lot of them for the next 5 years and getting like
None of them are household names yet, but I think they will be. Yes, I do.
especially David Johnson. Yeah, no, I thought it was great. I think I wanted a little bit more from the ending, on where it was going, but overall, it's still I really like. And you know what? I gotta say, I saw it at a matinee on like 11 a.m. on a Wednesday, and them answering the question on how they go to the bathroom was definitely something that was like a bit of a thing at that time.
Something I didn't even think of going number two while you're doing that, but then they answered the question I didn't ask.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they answered it a couple times.
It got a lot of groans from the audience. That was in a full house.
Oh, that was the most sympathy I felt for those kids. I'm like, oh man, this poor dude. Oh yeah.
Well, that and also the guns to their heads.
Well, but that was the more obvious sympathy. It's like,
And also, I did really like Mark Hamill's performance as the bad guy as the major, which is funny because, he's in a couple of Stephen King projects lately. And, this is just such a polar opposite from the life of Chuck.
it's kind of a big year for Stephen King with The Monkey and Life of Chuck, and now
And Running Man.
Long
So
Walk.
it's also a big
Yeah.
year for Richard Bachman.
That's right. Yeah. Have either of you guys seen this movie? It's kind of getting a lot of hype lately. Looky-Loo.
No, I haven't heard of that one.
Okay, it's on Tubi and it's also free with ads on Vudango. It's like a found footage thing, and I'm kind of torn on it because I love found footage, and this is true found footage. This is like this guy basically stalks women and kills them, but
Yikes.
it's so crazy because he'll get into their houses by like finding the key under the mat or where they've hidden their hidden key, and he's making a movie while he's doing this. So like the movie you're watching is the movie that the FBI found of his supposedly, and my issue with it, I mean, it's really effective as far as what it does, but my issue is it doesn't really have an ending. It just kind of, it's like they don't show him getting captured or, they don't show the comeuppance, or anything like that. So it's almost like the FBI found this movie, but didn't find the guy to go with it, but it doesn't say
like
that.
the Poughkeepsie tapes.
Yeah, kind of. So I mean, it's really effective in what it does, but there's no closure. So maybe that makes it more effective. I mean, more freaky because this guy's still out there. I don't know, but yeah, it's kind of getting a lot of play, like on found footage lists, because you guys know me. I mean, I'll watch any found footage, but I admit that 95% of them are bad. I'm always looking for that 5%.
That's where we're yin and yang. I don't watch any of the found footage thing unless I'm like really pushed to it.
The best thing about found footage, and Looky-Loo is the same way, it's an hour and 19 minutes. I love found footage because it gets in, gets out, gets done.
Ooh, Jay, do you want? Because I like things under around a certain time frame. Do you want a recommendation that's only an hour and 3 minutes and
Yes,
pack and really fills that hour and 3 minutes?
I always have time for an hour and 3 minutes. Hit me.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, it's that beautiful time of the year where Hooptober begins. And as you all know, I use Hooptober as an opportunity to watch movies that I own on Blu-ray but haven't watched yet. But I'm on the road for the next few weeks, so I've added a lot of digital items. But the man who runs it, Cinemonster over on Letterboxd, had as extra homework this 1990 German art house horror film that's about the fears and the worries of the reunification of Germany, what's going on in the mindsets of East and West Germany. I am, of course, talking about the German Chainsaw Massacre.
I didn't know it was only 63 minutes. Where can I see this? Because I kind of wanted to watch it.
Only 63 minutes and only available in America through Hoopla. Yes, the service I have been
Hoopla.
pushing 4 comic books, has this weird as fuck German art house horror. It is definitely more in the field house of like Toots King or the Necromantic movies. Not as graphic as those in their taboos and stuff, but like boy howdy, that hour and a half felt long because there's a lot going on and it is insane. And I do think that this film earns its Chainsaw Massacre titling because it does match Tobe Hooper's original masterpiece in just insanity, anxieties, just all around, just things going on. And I can't even tell you the fucking plot. I don't know. Basically, like it opens up with footage of German reuniting and the wall coming down, and then like it's this woman who's trying to travel across the borders, and I don't know enough about the politics of the area at the time to give you the full understanding, but it quickly turns into like her running into a group of cannibal sadists that were so horny, and it's it leads to a bloodbath, but it's available on Hoopla for free. So check with your local libraries if you have access to that, and it's a roaring good time. Again, 63 minutes. Yeah, everyone has an hour.
Yeah, you always have time for 63 minutes.
Always have time for 63 minutes. Why not spend it with the German Chainsaw Massacre?
Well, all right. Have you guys seen this movie? I think it's from last year called Place of Bones.
Don't know that one.
No, I never heard of it.
It's kind of a revisionist Western kind of a thing. Heather Graham is in it, which is, always a plus for me. But it's about this woman and her daughter in the West, and they live in this house like by themselves, and they're I think 90 miles from the nearest town or something like that. So they're living on their own, just the two women, and the dad has died, and he's buried like not far from the property, so they can visit his grave and stuff. And this bank robber, this outlaw, winds up at their property, and his leg is all messed up, so he can't really move or anything. But he has a saddlebag full of money, and of course there are people looking for him and the money. More outlaws. So it's kind of like do they trust this guy enough to give him a gun to fight off these other guys? And there's a little bit of the Beguiled in there, with like the women and the cowboys kind of a thing. But Jacob, I think that you'll really like where this one goes, and I don't want to say too much about it because I don't want to give away the ending, but just say that when it gets to the ending, you're gonna be like, yes, yeah, when the punchline to the movie is very it's almost Tales from the Crypty. So
what's it called again?
It's called Place of Bones.
Place of Bones.
Yes, Place of Bones, and it is it's Heather Graham is the big draw. She's the big star.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
In terms of, sorry, go on, John.
Oh no, you go ahead.
I was going to say, in terms of new releases, I actually just saw that movie Demon Slayer Infinity Castle yesterday. And it's funny too, because I am big into anime, but I never really got into Demon Slayer. I just kind of saw it on a whim, also because feature anime has really good animation, and the animation in this was really, really cool. And it definitely falls under horror because the basic premise of the series is it's about these people who have had family members killed or turned into demons, and this is early 1900s Japan, so there's some tech like trains and stuff, but the world's industrializing, and like demons are going around killing and turning other people into demons. And I was a little out of context because this movie is a kind of adaptation or like feature version of one of the final arcs of the series. So yeah, I was kind of jumping in, but I actually kind of like that because it reminded me a lot of back in the day when I'd watch like the Sci-Fi Channel Saturday anime, where I'd be jumping into watching like anime movies or whatever anime picks they had kind of out of context. So, it's just kind of falling in and just seeing what happens. And I also wanted to see the English dub because, of all people, Channing Tatum joined the cast to do a voice for the movie.
Tatum.
Channing Tatum.
I've been singing the Glorilla song all week, where part of the lyrics are they go white boy wasted Channing Tatum.
Yeah, no, I did read an interview with him that kind of explains it. It basically that his daughter is a huge anime fan, so she got him into anime, and also he wanted to do it because Demon Slayer is one of her favorite series. So it's actually pretty sweet, and he does give a very good performance.
That's awesome. The casino I'm living in right now has a Cinemark in it, and opening night they had Demon Slayer playing in their XD theater, and so it was cool walking through the casino, and there's all these like cowboys and stuff because I'm at South Point. There's like an equestrian center, but then there was a lot of cosplaying anime fans in the mix as well that were excited for the opening and stuff. So it was a cool mixture of people.
Yeah, it brings me back to when I used to go to Anime Boston at the Heinz Convention Center. You'd have like all these business people in suits and stuff having to walk around like all the people in cosplay who were there.
Nice. Please tell me you guys have seen This Is Spinal Tap 2, the end.
Yes.
No, I have not.
I did. I was at the premiere.
Oh man. What a great time. I snuck in like at 11 a.m. on a Tuesday, had the theater myself, which was a little sad because that seemed like a film to watch for the crowd.
It was.
But boy, the end continues. It's the band getting back together due to their contract saying they had to do one more concert, basically. And these guys have not missed a fucking beat. I mean, what do you expect? It's Christopher Guest, Michael McKean, and Harry Shearer and Rob Reiner. Like they're all still funny as fuck, especially Christopher Guest as Nigel. Like that man, especially in that character, will never not be the funniest thing ever. They're just firing on all pistols. But I was really stoked that because the problem with a lot of comedy sequels is they tend to redo the same jokes, and it felt more so like this was an organic continuation of a lot of those jokes. Like Nigel, especially, there's this bit going on with him and foot pedals, and it feels like the continuation of the turning it up to 11 joke, but they're not like doing that exact thing. But there's also like a tension because the band hated the original movie that came out, and so part of the joke is like they're kind of on a forgiving tour with the director of being like, yeah, we weren't really happy with how you portrayed us, but that's water under the bridge. But then there's little moments where Rob Reiner's character is interviewing Nigel and he's talking about the foot pedals, and you can tell he's just instantly annoyed with him. Like, are you trying to make me look like a fool again? Yeah, these are my pedals. I like them. This one does this thing. He's like, yeah, but do you use any of them? He's like, I do when I want to. And it's so good. It's so good. And eventually he has dozens of foot pedals for whatever reason.
Can I just say that one of my favorite things about Correia is when he mixes his metaphors like that, like you said, firing on all pistols, because it still makes sense, but firing on all pistons is what I think he said. But firing on all pistols still is such a bad way.
It's such a Rickyism, yeah.
It's such a bad way to say it. So the big question about Spinal Tap is, how are the songs?
They were good. The big one is they did a huge song for Stonehenge, and I don't want to spoil it, but they have a big set piece where they bring out a big Stonehenge thing to fall behind them, and they're singing about Stonehenge.
Are there any new songs?
It's mostly the original songs. Yeah, because they're doing their old stuff, but it's still good. They bring out Paul McCartney to perform with them, which was really funny. Because there's a whole bit of David St. Hubbins feeling like he's being stepped on by Paul McCartney coming in and telling him how they should play stuff, and he's like, man, I can't. It's like, he's my idol, but like I couldn't enjoy the moment because he's telling me how to play my own music, but it's fucking Paul McCartney. And Elton John comes out and play, and I think there's, for me at least, there was a bit of a melancholy with it because you're watching this movie and everyone's just, they're old. Like, sorry to say, but like everyone's older, and like the Spinal Tap guys are firing on all cylinders or all pistons.
Spinal Tap was 40 years ago. That was
Yeah, it was
1984, wasn't it?
Yeah.
But like it's the cameos really more than anything, because Paul McCartney comes out and he's kind of moving like Ozzy was like 10 years ago and stuff, and it's just like, oh man, you doing all right, bud? And then all of a sudden, like, he starts playing and like nothing's changed when he's playing. And same with Ellen John, where it's like they come out and you're just like, man, you're getting up there in age. And then they start playing and you're like, but nothing's changed there. They're still great performers.
Yeah. And one of my favorite running gags with the cameos, though, was like how they're desperate to find a drummer because every drummer they've ever had has died, and they even said their last one sneezed himself into oblivion. Like, he sneezed so hard he died, and it even becomes a bit where like they call Questlove, and he doesn't want to do it because he doesn't want to die. He recommends Lars Ulrich, who also doesn't want to do it because he doesn't want to die. And so Lars Ulrich recommends Questlove. So it kind of becomes a back and forth thing.
No, it was, I think it was Chad Smith and...
no. Yeah, you're right. It was Chad
Lars
Smith
Ulrich.
and Lars Ulrich. Yeah, no. No, I'm not going to do it, but you should totally get Chad to do it.
Yeah.
When back in the 80s, when they were auditioning drummers, like it was like a publicity stunt, but you could go and you could audition for Spinal Tap, and they had a guy audition in an asbestos suit because their thing is their drummers spontaneously combust, and he auditions and he plays and he's good, and then he takes off the asbestos hat, and it's Mick Fleetwood who was auditioning in the asbestos suit. Have you guys heard on the old, I don't know if it's on the Blu-ray I have, but I don't know if it's on anything else. They do a commentary in character.
Oh, that's fantastic.
Oh, nice.
So it's fine, and it's kind of like what you're saying, where they feel like they got made fools of, because like when it gets to the goes to 11 scene, all three of them go, oh yeah, we should have copywritten this. Can you copyright that? Maybe trademark? You trademark? we could. Is it a patent? But they're talking about how that gets ripped off so much, and they should have patented or trademarked or copy or whatever you do.
Yeah,
and it's funny because like I was at the premiere at the Grauman's Chinese Theater, and they did the Q&A in character. Like Christopher Guest was Rob Reiner was Marty DeBurgi, and they had Christopher Guest, Michael McKean, and Harry Shearer and Spinal Tap, and Christopher Guest, Harry Shearer gave some good advice, like because somebody asked a question of what kind of cheese to keep in your guitar, and he recommended a hard cheese.
Oh yeah.
You don't want any soft cheeses in your guitar, otherwise it will melt and ruin all your instruments.
There's a whole bit about like how his post-rock career is that he has a cheese and guitar shop, and it's amazing because he has a guitar that has like a cheese thing in it. But one of the great additions to it is the new drummer played by Valerie Franco, who is Dee Dee, who's an actual drummer. This is her first acting role, and she's
I didn't know that.
Yeah, she's great energy throughout the whole thing. Her whole thing is that she's like high energy, and she's trying to break the curse, so she's eating super healthy and like avoiding a lot of things. And then not only that, but she's also queer, and so there's like one point where one of the bandmates tries to hit on her, and she's like, oh yeah, we should definitely hang out more. Oh, here's my girlfriend. And they're all just like, what? And instantly just like, okay. And yeah, she's just such great energy. I also super crush on female drummers anyway. So it's just like instantly like, I love this character. Just great energy.
Got your Samantha Maloney on?
Yeah. That's what I do. Always crush on the lesbian drummer.
Have you guys seen, since we veered a little away from horror with Spinal Tap, have either of you guys seen A Big Bold Beautiful Journey?
No.
It came out today when we're recording this, but I didn't know if either of you guys may have gone to a preview. It's not a horror movie, but it's kind of like a Twilight Zone kind of thing because it's Margot Robbie and Colin Firth, and they meet at a wedding, and circumstances they both live in the same town and they're away from this wedding, and circumstances have them in the same car going back home. Like one of the cars breaks down that they rented, so they have to ride back together. And their GPS is taking them on a big, bold, beautiful journey. And it's leading them to these doors. And they open the doors, and the doors will lead them to different parts of their lives. So they get to see a little bit of each other's history, but then also they'll both go together and separately. Like it takes him back to when he starred in How to Succeed in Business Without Really Trying in high school. And with her, it like opened up to like where a night with her mom, because her mom has passed away. And at one point, it goes to the same cafe where both of them had significant events, revolving around romantic partners. And it's pretty awkward to watch, especially because eventually both couples are at the same table having their fight like across from each other. I don't know, it's great, but it's kind of like a Twilight Zone kind of thing. It's an interesting concept, and my problem with it is I didn't buy the chemistry between the two. If they didn't try to force a romantic angle into it, I think it would have been more effective. Just like two people, being, given a glimpse into each other's lives. They tried to make them romantic partners instead of just, best friends or soulmates kind of a thing. So it was kind of awkward because I didn't buy the chemistry, but it's an interesting movie. Kind of more fantasy than anything else.
That sucks to hear that the chemistry wasn't too viable, because I've seen some of the interviews of them together and they're both so fucking charming.
Yeah. And they're both great actors. Yeah. So yeah, it was kind of weird that the chemistry, and it makes you wonder if maybe it's the way it's written. But I mean, there's only one part I can think of where the chemistry between the two of them was good, and that is the scene where they go back to his high school musical, and he's like on stage, and he's kind of because he is, a 35-year-old man or a 30-year-old man, but his character that he's playing on stage is 15. It's kind of weird to explain, but he is, like what he's himself, but then he goes, "How old am I?" And his friends are like, are you crazy? You're 15, so that's how you know. And he kind of gets stumbled up and she bails him out. And that's the only place where there's any chemistry at all between the two of them. And everywhere else, you're like, come on, you guys, try harder. You guys are both good. Try harder.
I have two quick picks for Korea's book Nook. That's right. The summer reading challenge hasn't ended for me. For the Los Angeles Public Library, it has, but I'm still going hard. There's a lot of Godzilla comic books coming out right now, and they're all pretty fucking awesome. There's Godzilla in Hell, Godzilla Skate or Die, but I'd like to talk about Godzilla's Monsterpiece Theater. That's right, the mashup of the century, Godzilla versus Jay Gatsby.
Oh yeah, I remember.
Is it a versus, really?
Yeah. The book opens up like it's the Great Gatsby and he's throwing one of his parties, and then Godzilla comes and destroys everything. And so because Daisy, the love of his life, goes missing, Jay Gatsby swears vengeance, and he uses his large amount of wealth to basically create the Gatsby army, or what they call the Gatsby Force, G-Force. And he elicits the help of Thomas Edison, who turns out to be fucking useless because, of course, it's Thomas Edison, fucking asshole. But he also works with Sherlock Holmes, the Time Machinist, which eventually, of course, leads to them encountering Dracula. Because of course. Okay. And once you have Dracula into the mix, Frankenstein's monster, the Mummy, the Wolfman all come out to play. And by that point in the story, you're just like in for the ride, because I will admit it starts off like the illustration style is very highly stylized, very cool. It's very like Adventures of Tintin meets like old school like newspaper comics with like the coloring and stuff. Like the art is really cool. And it gets really insane. Like there's one point where the time machinist goes, here's a ring that makes people huge. And so they immediately make like the Wolfman huge to fight him, and it turns into a kaiju battle. And then they're like, that's not enough. Let's turn the mummy, because Godzilla smashed Egypt. So the mummy has a grudge. Because of course that's going to go there. So next thing you know, you got all the Universal classic monsters huge, but Dracula is evil and still like being a pain in the neck. So they make Jay Gatsby huge, and someone goes, wow, he really is the Great Gatsby. It's fucking phenomenal.
Oh, wow.
The trade just came out. I highly recommend it. It's also available on Hoopla. And the other one I read was Pumpkinhead comic called Pumpkinhead Sins Revisited.
Oh, yeah. I remember hearing about that one.
Yeah, that one's a couple years older. I think it came out in 2018, the trade. It's really cool because they go more into the backstory of Haggis the witch, who is the beholder for Pumpkinhead, but it also goes into how her sisters each also can hearken one of the demons that is attached to a man's sin, as they repeat many times in the movies and also this book. And they actually show what those other demons look like. The other demons are not as cool. Let's be honest. Pumpkinhead is one of the like ultimate creature designs ever. But it's a lot of fun. It's very interesting. There's a whole plot of like basically like the sisters are all jealous of each other, but also the demons are all jealous of each other because Pumpkinhead gets called all the time. So they turn on each other, and it's it's a fun read. It's just nice to have more Pumpkinhead stories, man. I wish they would make more of those movies.
Yeah, or at least make movies of the quality of the original.
Yes, especially when you watch the sci-fi originals.
Yeah,
they were fun. That I remember. That was years ago.
Oh well, I have been seeing the 4K restorations of the Nightmare on Elm Street movies.
Ooh.
Yeah, because that new 4K set's coming out, so I think it's kind of a cross-promotion thing. They've been playing them one at a time at Alamo Drafthouse. So far, I've seen Nightmare on Elm Street, Nightmare on Elm Street 2, Freddy's Revenge, and Nightmare on Elm Street 3, Dream Warriors. And these are the restoration. Yeah, the opening trilogy.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, I got to say, the restorations look amazing. I've seen these movies over the years on digital and on film, but yeah, no, the 4K restorations are very well made. Like the sound quality is really good, picture quality is really good. Feels like Freddy's gonna pop right out of the screen.
They didn't remove all the film grain and all that, like with the Predator restoration, did they?
Yeah, I don't think there's really any film grain. It looks like it's like a full digital transfer.
Sometimes they do it too clean, and then it's like, dude, this film clearly came out in the 80s. This looks too clean.
When I saw the 4K restoration of Texas Chainsaw Massacre, they kept, I mean, because you need the grain for that. But the big improvement was the sound. That saw is in your face. Yeah. But
yeah, no, I got to say though, I think the visual transfer was good, and yeah, I mean, like the Nightmare on Elm Street movies don't really need grain, I don't think. But either way, I thought that it was well enough that it just looked really good.
Cool. Well, before we go, I just want just real quick, let's lightning fire. What are your, just so we're not just talking and like reviewing movies here, what are your most anticipated for the rest of the year? And I'll tell you mine first. First, I'm kind of low key looking forward to Strangers Chapter 2. Mainly because Chapter 1 was a remake of the first one, except with less likable characters. and I'm really curious to see where they're going to go with it. With Chapter 2, because they basically ended Chapter 1 with the end of the first movie. So that it's more of a curiosity thing than I think it's going to be good. But what I think is going to be good, and I'm high key looking forward to, Good Boy. You guys heard about Good Boy?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
It's the ghost story from the dog's point of view. Oh my God.
Yeah.
That's going to be so awesome.
Yeah, I'm going to Beyond Fest, and the dog is going to be there for the Q&A.
Yes.
I'm going to ask that dog so many questions.
Good boy. Good boy. What about you guys? What are you looking forward to for the rest of the year?
Well, I'm going to stay off of that in that there's actually a couple movies I'm excited to see at Beyond Fest, which is going to be huge this year. Going to be a big chunk of it, but I am going to see a few things. And I think my top stuff right now is, I am going to be seeing Good Boy, but I'm really excited for VHS Halloween and Steven Kostanski's Deathstalker remake or reboot. And like both of those just look like so much fun, and I'm really glad I'll be able to see them in a full house with Beyond Fest audiences. And like I've gone to every VHS screening at Beyond Fest since the first one, so I'm keeping that trend going.
Nice.
They should give you a T-shirt. Well, not like you're going to win one anyway.
Right? Well, I did get a VHS tape from them once. But because they were like passing stuff out of the Q&A. But anyway, very excited for Deathstalker. Like that trailer really had me hooked. Like it got a guy in the audience at Alamo so hyped up when the title dropped for Deathstalker. You had, holy shit, yeah, which is just how I feel.
All right, Correia, what about you?
That's totally understandable. I mean, Black Phone 2. I'm kind of really stoked that like Ethan Hawke's the Grabber is turning into like a Freddy Krueger type character, and I find it funny when a lot of people are like, "Oh, it's supernatural." That's so against the first movie. It's like the whole thing of the first movie is this kid getting clues from dead kids. Like,
yeah.
They say it in the trailer for the second one. Dead's just a word. Like, I'm looking forward to that. That looks weird and trippy, and they're gonna go out of their way to not do Freddy Krueger. So like, I'm interested in that. Of course, Running Man. Like, of course, Running Man. I think, that just looks batshit insane. I'm so hyped for it, and that's coming out this year.
We're getting a new Osgood Perkins movie, another one after the monkey, because Keeper,
it's crazy.
That's true, Keeper. But one that I got more recently hyped for is Tina Romero's Queens of the Dead.
We're screening that Beyond Fest too.
Don't stop bringing up Beyond Fest, dude, because I'm missing all of it. And Lindsay is getting tickets to some of the best stuff. She got tickets because they're premiering that, or I think it might be West Coast premiere for that. But they're also doing the premiere for Boulay Brothers Titans as like a double feature. So like,
that is.
Oh, that's so good. And don't get me started on the Miko Kaiji double features that they're doing, because Lindsay's going to the Prisoner Scorpion or Female Prisoner Scorpion double feature, and I'm so mad because Miko Kaiji's going to be there. Anyways, Queens of the Dead just looks like a lot of fun. It's drag queens versus zombies, and you got Katie O'Brien as the lead. With Tina Romero directing, daughter of George. So like, just looks like a fun time.
And it comes, although it is getting a theatrical release on October 24th.
And I'll be there because, again, I mean, drag queens and zombies and Katie O'Brien. Come on, those are all my favorite things.
Cool. Well, that's what we're looking forward to. So hope you guys are too. Also, there's Selby Oaks, but there's a lot to look forward to. Anyway, let's call this one an episode. So let's get out of here. Our theme song is by Restless Spirit, so go check them out. And our artwork is by Chris Fisher, so go check him out. You can find us on all the socials, so check that out at Ion Horror or at ihorror.com. And let us know what you thought of him in a couple of weeks. So until then, I'm James J. Edwards.
I'm Jacob Davison.
And I'm Jonathan Correia.
Keep your eye on horror.